Hey, this is a brief video of how irrational thinking and debilitative emotions develop. Now sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. These thoughts and emotions come from self-talk. What is self-talk? Bingo! Talking to yourself. I'm not implying that you're a loner, but seriously, try really hard to listen for your voice. Now you're probably thinking, voice? What voice? I don't hear a voice. Well, there you have it. Your inner voice is talking to you. It's that voice you hear when your prof points to you to answer a question you probably weren't listening to. In this type of scenario, you develop irrational thinking. Oh my god, what do? Should I make up something? Remain silent so he moves on? We can call these irrational thoughts fallacies. These fallacies can then lead to illogical or absurd conclusions such as, why did he choose me? He always singles me out. This is making me look bad. I feel stupid. There are 7 types of fallacies. We'll start off with the first, the fallacy of perfection.
The fallacy of perfection is defined to handle every situation with complete confidence and skill in order to be appreciated by others. In other words, it's attempting to try to appear perfect. This lowers their self-esteem and view themselves as imperfection. Viewing perfection in the healthcare system is viewed by the patients since they view themselves as imperfect. With low self-esteem, thereby doing plastic surgery can increase and make them feel good about themselves and be perfect, in order to be appreciated by others and look beautiful with no flaws as Megan Fox or Jessica Alba. And yes, it's not only women that want to be perfect, but men as well, by having a muscular body like Chris Evans or the handsome gentle look from Taylor Lautner.
Note for yourself, you're not perfect, nor will you ever be.
The fallacy of approval is the irrational belief that it is imperative to get the approval and acceptance of every single person a communicator interacts with. This fallacy is based on the belief that others will respect and like you more if you go extreme lengths to please them, which we know is not always true, as demonstrated by the following example. In fact, the harder you try, the people who you are trying to please may find the more annoying you get, as represented here by the green dot. To please anyone may mean potentially sacrificing one's own principles and happiness, leading to awkward situations. End-of-life care and wishes are a healthcare example. In this scenario, similar to the real-life case of Terry Schiavo, a medical team has seen that there is no hope for an unconscious patient, dependent upon various medical devices to keep her alive and that future treatments are futile, but the patient's family refuses to give up. The doctor in charge, wanting to please the family, may attempt to go against his own and the hospital's principles in order to satisfy the family members of the patient. The spouse of the patient, however, thinks it's better to let his wife die peacefully. So how does the doctor decide if there is hope for the patient, or that the hospital bed and resources can be used by another patient? In the end, nobody really benefits. The next type of fallacy is the fallacy of the shoulds, which are unreasonable thoughts as to how things and people should act according to a person's desire. They can't differ between what should be and what is. These people tend to find complaints about the world, like cars should have force fields. Humans should have the ability to teleport. Money should grow on trees. And then there are those who say, doctors shouldn't make mistakes. They ought to know what they're doing. And overall, it causes unhappiness because you can't always get what you want. The fallacy of overgeneralization are statements that generally have an all-or-nothing language and are so broad they oversimplify reality. There are 2 types of overgeneralization. The first type is making a conclusion, usually a negative message on one's shortcomings based on limited evidence. For example, I can't believe I mixed up Mr. Smith's file with Mr. Jones'. There may be a reason as to why the error occurred. Perhaps a nurse accidentally gave you the wrong file, or maybe you were in a rush back from your lunch break and picked up the wrong file yourself. Just this one mistake doesn't mean you mix up Mr. Smith and Mr. Jones' file or other patient files on a constant basis. The second type of overgeneralization is exaggeration. Many overgeneralizations are based on the verb to be. For example, I always mix up my patient's files.
Hey, how was your weekend?
Good.
Well, I was good. I went to Niagara Falls, and then I saw water, and I bought a hot
Oh my
dog.
god, this guy doesn't shut up. I'm going to hit him. Oh my god.
This scene is an example of causation since it's the irrational belief that emotions are caused by others and not by the person who has them. Since you're hiding out your feelings like butthead, so he doesn't hurt Vivia's feelings since he's being annoying.
Hi, doctor. I need some medicine for an infection I'm going to get next week.
WTF? What is this lady talking about?
This can occur in any atmosphere, especially in the healthcare system, since doctors are faced with many different types of situations, such as the above scene. The doctor is confused of why the lady is asking for medication in advance and doesn't respond to her request. The doctor is thereby hiding his true feelings.
I can't tell my boss that he's putting too many tasks on me. If I did, I might lose my job.
For internships in the hospital, there can be pressure and overwhelming that the students feel helpless that they can't do anything to get help. Usually people are scared to ask questions or approach a higher authority. On the other hand, elderly patients can feel helpless due to a lack of independence taken away due to old age, as well as the control of the children. For instance, if they're taken away to a retirement home, they feel hopeless to see the children or even the choice to be there.
The fallacy of catastrophic expectation isn't as violent as it sounds. It's basically expecting the worst out of any possible situation. Illogical thoughts stem from not knowing the outcome, and that the person feels hopeless and has very low self-esteem.
Should I put on some makeup today? He probably won't even notice me.
Or like when this happens. Who did that? That was
your
so
fault.
totally you, dude.
What?
How come everything is my fault? It was so you.
Like,
It was so
he
no,
didn't
no, no, no.
he
It was
fully
you. No.
tipped my hand and then it fell. No,
Should I say something?
No, it was you.
Nah, I'll probably make things worse if I do.
You.